In this training session, we will discuss critical incident reporting. What exactly is a critical incident? It is defined as an event that potentially or actually impacts the health, safety, or welfare of the participant. Some examples of this are alleged or suspected abuse, neglect, or exploitation in homicidal, suicidal ideation, missing person, death, medication error resulting in consultation or intervention of a clinic professional, an event involving police or emergency personnel intervention, or any other action that may result in any harm to the participant. Some specific examples are if the participant wanders away from the home or wanders away while being taken out in the community, if a participant is rushed to the ER for any unforeseen reason, if a participant has fallen and shows favor toward a potentially injured area, or if it is reported that a participant has visibly not been taken care of for days. An actual critical incident stated that the caregiver went to the participant's house on January 4th and discovered the participant laying on the couch, what looked like for days with urine and feces on her, open cans of food with mold growing on them around her. This scenario is an example of neglect because no one had been by to check on her for almost 5 days and she had no natural supports that could. What is the purpose of critical incidents? First, they provide you and your agency with a point of reference should legal matters arise. They serve as a detailed record of the event which either places accountability or absolves those questions to be involved. It's a tool to further assure the health, safety, and welfare of the participant by being a source for detail to problem-solve issues that arise during service provision. This can tie into identifying plan of care needs and potentially modifying to address those needs. An example of this is if you have a participant who is suffering from recurring falls due to being alone because not enough hours are given on the plan of care. If you have an incident reports to back up what you are asking for, it may help the participant get an increase in hours on the plan of care, which in turn promotes their health, safety, and welfare. They also can provide documentation to support your decision to utilize a corrective action plan or CAP or even termination. Other purposes include protecting people from liability and also improving the quality of assisting services for the participants. There are some key things to remember when reporting critical incidents. You must act immediately to ensure the health, safety, and welfare of the participant. You or someone you contacted may need to communicate with others to attempt restoring the health, safety, or welfare. If you receive a phone call on a Monday afternoon about an incident that has occurred, do not wait until Friday morning to send us an incident report. It is required to be completed upon discovery. Make sure that you complete all data fields. The one that we see that is left unchecked the most is what waiver the participant is in. When critical incidents are sent to our office, we also log them and then submit them to the Department for Medicaid Services based on waiver types and dates. This is a key piece commonly overlooked. We also ask that you use complete sentences when filling these out that accurately describe who, what, when, and where, and how the incident has happened. Do not write the participant fell and suffered an injury to their head. In that scenario, you should write at approximately 2:05 p.m. on February 10th. While at home, the participant fell and hit the right side of their head on the coffee table while attempting to get out of the chair alone. Also, make sure not to use any acronyms or abbreviations. Not everyone who reads these may know what we are talking about. While filling out critical incident reports, it is also important that you remain factual. You should never provide your opinion. Sticking to the last example about a participant falling out of their chair and hitting their head on the coffee table, you should write, the employee, Joe Smith, at the time was outside and discovered the participant after hearing a loud noise from inside the residence. What you should not write is at the time of the incident, the employee, Joe, was probably outside smoking and talking on their cell phone since they never act like they want to take care of the participant. Also, if there are multiple participants involved, separate critical incident reports need to be completed and submitted. Let's say you have siblings who are both receiving services through HCB2. If they become involved in a car crash and have to be rushed to the ER, you would need to complete a critical incident report for both of them. Just completing one with both of their names would not be sufficient. If multiple personnel or witnesses become aware of the event, only one report needs to be generated and submitted. Separate pages may be attached to the document while multiple accounts, however, only one report needs to be submitted to Dale. An example of this is if a critical incident, such as the fall that requires a trip to the emergency room, happened at an adult day. You all and the ADT would need to submit one. Only one of you would need to submit a critical incident form, however. Separate pages may be attached to document different accounts. The next slide is an example of what the first page of a critical incident report form looks like. Again, check all boxes accordingly. Be sure to check which waiver it is. Remain factual, like we discussed earlier. Your opinion should never be provided. Provide that date and time, and this form can be located on Dale's website. You and your agency need to implement a process for communicating the critical incident, the outcome, and also prevention plan. Then this needs to be discussed with the participant, a family member of the participant, or the participant's guardian or legal representative. You will also need to document that the participant or the participant's legal representative was informed of the procedure for reporting complaints and incidents. This is an example of the second page of the critical incident report form. While each question should be addressed thoroughly, other information can be identified and included in the relevant fields. A person completing the follow-up can attach additional paper as needed should the form not be able to hold the entire follow-up. Remember to remain factual. Like we discussed earlier, your opinion should never be provided. Always be thinking about who, what, when, where, and how when filling out this form. Fill in all relevant fields and check boxes. Now let's discuss what does not qualify as a critical incident. As you can tell from the slide, a medication error that has no observed impact to the health, safety, or welfare to the participant. This could be too much Tylenol or Advil or some other medication that would have no observed impact on the participant. Another example could be a scheduled medical appointment to a clinical professional. Basically, this means if they are scheduled ahead of time for a routine checkup or even a scheduled surgery. The key word in this is scheduled. Peer-to-peer interactions that show no observed threat to health, safety, or welfare are also not a critical incident. An example of this could be if the participant is arguing over the TV remote with another individual. Also, minor injuries that do not result in clinical professional intervention or consultation are not considered critical incidents. Examples of this can include, but are not limited to, scrapes, cuts, or even if they have ice to their elbow. Other examples that are not considered critical incidents are lifestyle choices that show no observed impact on health, safety, or welfare, such as having a few alcoholic drinks, and other events that show no observed impact on health, safety, or welfare. There is not a specific form used for non-critical incident reports. They can be completed on the critical incident report form, and you should specify that it is non-critical. These do not need to be sent to Dale. However, they should be kept at your agency. These used to be categorized as Level 1 incident reports. Please be aware of what agencies process which documents. Dale processes ABI, ABI-LT, and HCB critical incident reports. They can be uploaded to MOVEit or sent to dale.pds@ky.gov. DDID processes Michelle P. and SCL critical incident reports. These can be faxed to 502-564-2284 with attention to Heather Bivens. For questions, concerns, or suggestions, please contact Dale at 502-564-6930 or email them to us at dale.pds@ky.gov.